Hello, gentle souls. This week, on the 13th, moving into the 14th of March, 2025, we will be having a lunar eclipse. And so this is the lunar eclipse reading. I guess technically it's also a full moon reading. And we're just going to talk about the energy of the reading. So before we get into the tarot, so while I'm shuffling, we're just going to talk about where it's happening in the sky. If you are new to my channel, or if you just haven't seen the last moon reading I did, then you are probably unaware of the fact that I like to use a kind of like a homebrew combination of Vedic and real sky astrology. For me, it just, it provides a variety of details that I feel are necessary for me to accurately read what's happening in the stars. So people who do tropical, I believe, are saying the eclipse will happen in Virgo. If you are into Vedic, then you will know what's happening in the nakshatra of Uttara Falguni. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And so that's the energy of the transition between Leo moving into Virgo. So it's taking that that inspiration, that passion, energy, and it's transforming on that cusp as it moves into Virgo, which is that energy of planning things, order, organization, working on things. There was a short that I posted a couple days ago that very accurately expressed that energy. I had pulled the Three of Wands and then the Three of Pentacles right after. So it's very much like the inspiration to plan, followed by the actual, like, physical planning, making those plans tangible to lay the foundation, the groundwork of things. Here's our tarot. And we're gonna shuffle this too. So the eclipse will be very interesting for me. Lunar eclipses tend to be about releasing things. And if I make a mistake, feel free to correct me in the comments. I am learning about this as I'm sharing it with you, so come along with me on this wild adventure in my lifetime where I'm learning about things but teaching them at the same time. I guess one of the best ways to learn about something is to share with people what you are learning. Helps to cement things in your brain. At least that's how I feel about it. But I think there's studies about that too. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. But the lunar eclipse will be happening in my 12th house, but it's like 8 degrees away from my ascendant. It's training a bunch of things in my chart, so I'm very excited and interested and curious to see what will happen, but also a little intimidated about what may happen at the same time because I'm a Taurus and change is scary, but I can't avoid it at the moment because Uranus is conjunct my sun. But yeah, going back to the learning bit, Jupiter is in my 9th house, so that's its home if you're into traditional rulers for signs, but also if you're into Vedic, then you know that the ninth house in a natural chart would be where Sag lives, so Jupiter is quite at home there. But it's in Taurus, so it makes things a little interesting. But anyway, I'm going to shuffle these, and I guess we'll see if anything jumps out, so we can get right into the reading. My crown chakra is going crazy right now. How many cards are these? That's a lot. Let's take these first 3, and we'll flip over the last 2 later. I'm not really going to look at those at the moment. We'll pull those out later. It's at the bottom, just out of curiosity. Submission. Venus in Pisces, which is funny because that's where it is right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's surrendering to. Huh. Yeah, surrendering to the energy. This bird, it's in the cage and the door's open, so we could leave at any time, but it's like it's used to this tiny little space, and it's afraid to see what's out there in the world. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call that submission, but that's what the card is called. But the energy here, I think it it accurately describes what I just mentioned. That fear of change. Yeah, because it makes me think of that saying, the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. It's the great wide unknown out there. Interesting. Okay, we'll leave that face up because that's interesting energy for the reading. Over to the side. Let's pull the tarot. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if anyone's planning on watching the lunar eclipse. I know in Vedic tradition, you're not supposed to look at eclipse or eat. If you do eat anything or cook anything during the lunar eclipse, you're supposed to throw it out and not eat it again because you don't want that energy following you, which is an interesting concept because here in the West, um, we marvel at those things and we watch them. So, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to try and take a peek. I live in a city, so I might not be able to view the moon. Okay. Now I have to think, are these cards for what I was just talking about, or are these for the eclipse? I think this is for what I was just talking about. It's one of those things with tarot. Sometimes you have to be careful what you're thinking about while you're shuffling, because you might not get the right cards. Okay, let's pull the tarot for the upcoming lunar eclipse. So I'm just going to start with 1 for now. Ooh, 8 of Wands. That's Mercury energy. This is also the card that came out in the short that I posted. I guess the Hermit wanted to make an appearance. It's sometimes when I see the Hermit, it's my cards or spirit, I suppose, speaking through my cards, saying, "You know what this is." Okay. Pull one of these out. I like this for my advice deck, so advice from Spirit for how to handle this lunar eclipse energy. Oops. But also, now is a good time to see what house in your chart the eclipse will impact you in. So like I said, it's in my 12th house, about, I don't know, 7 or 8 degrees away from my ascendant. It depends also on the style of chart that you read. I like to use like the Vedic sidereal chart wheel style instead of the Vedic squares. With the Coke instead of Placidus, and Fagan Bradley instead of whole sign. I like all of those fine, minute details. I like to get into the nitty gritty of things. I guess that's my Virgo rising, but I also have Mercury Cazimi. So it's like almost an exact conjunction between my Sun and Mercury. So um, heavy Mercury energy in my chart. Speaking of Mercury, that's also going retrograde. Um, I think the day of or the day after the eclipse. And then there's going to be a solar eclipse on the 29th, I believe. So everything's going to be wild. It's going to be cray cray, and there's going to be a lot happening. This card makes me think of the famous French painting of French victory, French independence. I'm just hearing like "Vive la France" um, when I see this card. This is Jupiter in Leo with publicity. And we also have Mars in Virgo with criticism. Okay. And, oh, another Leo card. Egotism. Mars in Leo. It's interesting because this symbol here looks like a signet ring, but it also kind of reminds me of like a pharaoh's cartouche. I think that's what they're called, where they have the hieroglyphs. Oh yeah, there is a little cartouche in the middle there. I think that's what it's called, where the pharaoh's name is in the middle of the little thingy there. Words escape me at the moment. If I am at a loss for words, it's because when Mercury goes retrograde, it really messes with me, because Mercury is my ruling planet, and Uranus is conjunct my Mercury right now as well. So it's a little funky. So we have publicity, criticism, and egotism. Yeah, heavy Virgo Leo energy, which is where the lunar eclipse is taking place. The cards are amazing sometimes. Looking at this eye here, I'm hearing critical eye, but also with publicity, like all eyes are on you. Um, so, like I said, it depends on where this is happening in your chart. And this is where, if you hear astrologers say that we need your exact birth time, it's because that's how we figure out where the houses are. So houses show the areas of your life that things impact you. So like I mentioned, it's in my 12th, technically, with the settings that I use to look at a chart. So it's me letting go of things. If it's happening in your 7th, it could be, you know, big changes to relationships in your life, but you also have to think about the axis in your chart. So, your 7th's over here. What's opposite of your 7th is your 1st. So changes within yourself, but also in your relationships. With your 12th and your 6th, it would be subconscious things about yourself, but also like your day-to-day life, your everyday routine, which is also the natural Virgo house, the 6th house. I believe it could be happening in your 9th house, which would be the opposite of your third house, if I'm not mistaken. There's not a chart in front of me, but so that would be like how you learn, or like ways that you learned basic things as a child, versus like higher education, and learning from the outside world, which is, those are just a couple of very, surface level um, things with those houses. Of course, there's so many other things that happen in those houses. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the other parts of the reading. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. Um, I've never thought about it before, but this card has a lot of Virgo energy. This is abundance that has been achieved through hard work. Um, and also, I've been seeing a lot of triple nines everywhere. So if you've been seeing a lot of nines all over the place, then this is also for you. Let's see what these other two cards are. We have adaptability, Moon in Gemini, discrimination, Mercury in Virgo. Okay, we have the butterflies here, transformation. That is indicative of the change that we're all going to experience. No matter what house it's happening in for you, there's going to be a change. Adaptability. Okay, I'm back. I had to sit with the energy of this card for a moment, just examining the symbolism here. This scene here at the bottom reminds me of the story in Egyptian mythology of Ra taking the sun across the sky. He's got to pass through all the gates, and that's how the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And it's interesting because up top here, this reminds me of, I think it's Kali, who dances on top of an enemy. She's drunk with, she's like the only person who can defeat like a certain demon or something like that, and she's drunk with the power because she drank the blood or something. Um, don't know why that's relevant, but we'll see as we continue. Oh, and then Gemini here is also a Mercury ruled sign. So that goes along with the bottom of the deck energy here, with the Eight of Wands. Pull a couple more tarot cards. See what message we have here. Actually, I'm looking at the oracle cards, and there's a rooster here, the sun. It's like the sun comes out, and the rooster, always, not always, because roosters can crow whenever they want to, but typically people think of roosters announcing the sun rising. So they're a little backwards here, but it's almost like the sun and the rooster here. It's like the announcement of all eyes, like the limelight being pointed to someone. So things are going to be revealed, things are going to be seen, something's coming into the spotlight. Maybe if there's something that you've been working on, a goal that you've been trying to achieve, I think that's going to come into fruition. I think that's what the cards are talking about. Let's see what else is happening. The High Priestess. It's very spiritual. But it could also mean that there are some aspects to this eclipse that are hidden behind the veil. Kind of like a just wait and see what happens. Don't look too deeply into it. Let's see if we get anything else. Ooh, okay. So we have Page of Swords. This could be like inspiration for like a new idea, maybe like an epiphany or something. Yeah. We have Justice here. This is also a very karmic time because the Sun is conjunct Saturn right now. And depending on your moon placement, like for me personally, the Sun and Saturn are by my natal moon placement, so it's also a Sati Sati for me, which is kind of rough. It's almost like a Saturn return. If you have Saturn in Aquarius, your Saturn return's almost over because Saturn will be in Pisces soon. So yay! We also have Temperance here, establishing balance, balancing out of some tumultuous energies is another thing that I think will happen during this time of the lunar eclipse. Yeah, especially with the scales here, things are going to level out in the playing field, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, going back to the High Priestess, I do think there are some things that you just need to wait and see, things you just need to wait to find out about. But my attention's being called to like the figs, I think they're figs, on the tapestry behind her. I think that hints at this being a fruitful time for many people. If this is resonating for you, then yeah, it's going to be a fruitful time for you, which is also reflective of the energy here in the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of people also see this as a wish fulfillment card as well. There's a split here. There's two splits. Ooh, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. And what's this other split? Ace of Pentacles. This could be an opportunity. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Seven of Swords. I feel like this is usually when people see the Seven of Swords, it's usually like a uh-oh kind of card. There's something less than honest happening, but this could also mean escaping a problem or like a preventative measure that's happening. Yeah, let's see. Let me just ask a little bit more about why that Seven of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Some clarification for the Seven of Swords, please. Cards are really sticky right now. Come on, Spirit. Something, anything. Of course. The Two of Swords can mean ignoring something, or maybe it just means to ignore this card. Sometimes tarot can be very literal like that. If any of you pull cards for yourselves, you might be familiar with how literal tarot can be. So it could just mean to ignore that. Although it did come out earlier. Or it could be that there's something that you're not seeing that's lurking in the background. That could also be related to this High Priestess card. So I don't know if the energy is negative per se. It could just be something that you don't need to know about right now, or just something in the background. Or it could be something in your subconscious that you're ignoring. Some interesting energy happening there. We'll move on from that. There's also balance here. Ooh, the sun wants to come out. Yeah, so let's get back into the energy of balance and whatnot. Let's look at the advice for how to navigate this lunar eclipse energy. We have card number 28 here. You are your greatest gift. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. Just sit with the energy here for a moment. Yeah, I'm sitting with this, like the energy of this card, and it just kind of feels like the time is now. Um, you might be a star seed, if you believe in that, and it's like your life's journey. It's like your mission, like you just existing, being here, living through life, experiencing things, going through the everyday that is, part of your purpose, just being here. So not only are you your greatest gift, but just you being here, sharing your energy with the other souls on this planet. Um, it's like your gift to humanity. That sounds a little egoistic, but bottom here we have time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done it before. Okay, that kind of reflects back to that energy of change that comes with eclipses. Yeah, so you know, like I mentioned before, and I'll put the links down um, in the description box of where I like to go to do my charts, the free website that I like to use, so that you can put your birth information in there and see where the eclipse is going to hit you. But yeah, whatever areas of your life on that axis where the eclipse will hit, you're gonna do things differently there. And this card was calling my attention. You are healing your heart. The heart hurts, but it will mend in time. So it's like you're releasing energies that no longer serve you. It goes back to that release energy that I was talking about that comes with lunar eclipses. Um, Yeah, lunar eclipses tend to be about releasing things. Solar eclipses tend to be about starting things, new beginnings. And I just want to check the book for a little more info about that oracle card. Where did it go? Oh, 28. Add that together, that makes 10, which if you add that together again, that's 1. So yeah, all this release will lead to a new beginning. Okay, here we are. You are your greatest gift. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. Passion can be out of balance and not true love. Passion for a film star or a relationship early in life doesn't last because it is not of the heart, but of the mind. Ask yourself, what are you passionate about from the heart? Yes, so easy to express when you ask your heart. Trust yourself. Follow your own path. Very important to be on your own path, otherwise, it is not fulfilling. The journey is difficult, and the end result is not rewarding or satisfying. Be careful of the ego. It will try to lead you astray, show you the success of others, and make you feel less than or greater than others. Not what you want. That is not truth, that is deception. You are your greatest gift to the world. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. What you choose with love to paint and with what materials is up to you and is unique to you. You can admire, enjoy, love the work of others. You cannot compare them. They are different, truly unique to the artist. Let's pause real quick. It reminds me of, I forget what singer this is, but I think there was an interviewer who was trying to instigate some drama, some 90s, early 2000s type of, musician drama. And I believe the singer said something along the lines of, oh, I'm not intimidated. Um, she's good at what she does, and I'm good at what I do. And, like we both have our own realms kind of thing. Like we both have our own individual um, flavors kind of thing. Um, so it's like, don't be afraid to um, tap into who you are and what you like to do. Everybody has like their own unique brand, their own unique signature, their own way of doing things. Um, tap tap into that. Don't let those preconceived notions or like what society tells you. As long as you're not hurting other people, but don't let those things get in the way of you becoming who you truly are. Now let's see what the additional message is. Fall in love with your own masterpiece, your own life. It is truly beautiful and magical. Your masterpiece can always be added to, altered slightly, or adjusted. Nothing can be taken away, for once it is written, put onto canvas, it stays, but it can always be improved upon. Be clear about what you wish and desire, for then you will manifest what you truly want. Bless, bless, bless. Love who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. Love always. Yes. So I think going back to the nakshatra that the moon will be in, where this lunar eclipse is happening, just to reiterate and tie everything up in a nice, neat little bow, is that creative, passionate energy of Leo and transforming it and adapting it into that Virgo energy to lay the groundwork for something that will come to fruition soon. And with the Justice card here, it's like all that hard work that you've put in up until this point, you'll finally reap the rewards of all that hard work. So now that you've laid the foundation, um, you can begin the next steps of that next chapter that will thus begin after this lunar eclipse that we're about to experience. Alrighty, well, I hope that resonated. Sometimes when I'm channeling, things are just kind of a jumbled mess. Hopefully that was coherent. I hope it resonated with all of you. If you have questions, comments, concerns, if you want to learn more, or if you like my vibe, my reading style, I will link information down in the box where you can book a live reading with me. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends and family about my channel. I really appreciate it. Also, say hi to my plant that's grown a lot. And then I also got this little guy over here. I've named it Ivy because it's Ivy, and I'm so creative. Alrighty, good luck out there with the energy. Remember to stay balanced. It's a lot of crazy energy happening in the sky right now. But just remember to, stay balanced, go with the flow, ride the wave, ride the wave. Be like water. Sometimes it crashes, sometimes it flows. Just ride the current. You'll get through this. Promise. Hang in there. Love and light. All right. Take care. Bye.